Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start our video with a story about an actress who got mistaken for real production staff on the set of a major TV show. Cast to act as production staff, get treated as production staff. Now that my NDA is over, I figured I could finally share a great story that happened last summer while I was working as a supporting actor. I, 21-year-old female at the time, had been working as a supporting actor, basically a glorified extra, for a few years. And last summer, I was cast for the new season of this big TV show. I was cast as a European-looking concert staff / music tech for an episode based around a concert. I was asked to bring outfit choices, so I borrowed a few items of clothing and accessories that were my boyfriend's, as he actually works as a sound engineer / videographer. On the first day of filming, the wardrobe department chose which clothing I should wear and approved my accessories, etc. They were commenting on how good and realistic I looked, and I told them it was because I was cast to act as the same job my boyfriend actually does, which they found entertaining. A few times during that day, I had other supporting actors come up to me asking for direction and questions about where they should go, and I told them I was only dressed like this for a role, and I was a supporting actor like them. They thought it was hilarious and apologized. Around the third scene we shot on the day, I was given my directions again and had specific instructions on what to carry, who to pretend to talk to, and when, etc. Normal background stuff. Action was called for the scene and the cameras were rolling. It was then that I hear a member of the actual production staff hiss at me, "Get out of the shot!" I looked confused but continued doing what I was meant to, so I didn't cause a retake. I had to pick up some electrical cables, walk through the main actors, and walk out the door with them. I picked up the cables and heard, "Stop it! What are you doing?" This woman was talking in that annoying, hissy, loud whisper, and everyone could hear. I ignored because it's literally my job to, and walked through the main cast and out the door. I paused on the other side of the door and waited for cut. As soon as the production called cut, I walked back to my initial placement to shoot the scene again, only to see this woman running towards me. She's still trying to keep her voice down, but screeches at me, "What the hell do you think you're doing? You can't just walk across the set when the cameras are rolling. You can move this stuff later." I stood back, stunned, and just scoffed. As soon as it sunk in that she'd mistaken me for actual production staff, I nervous laughed and just said, I meant to. I'm an actor." Her face was priceless. She asked why my outfit was so realistic, and I told her about my partner's job. She was incredibly embarrassed as her speaking caused the scene to be shot again. All of the production staff and the very famous main cast watched this happen and started smiling. I just walked back to my starting position and got ready for the next shot. From then on, the production team all recognized me and said hi, making jokes about how I was trying to steal their jobs. Even the three main cast members, who I massively idolized, began chatting to me between takes and joking around, and generally not being the Hollywood jerks I was worried they might be. I didn't see the woman again for the week I was filming, and continue being friendly on the set with the three famous guys, one of whom I had the pleasure of taking smoke breaks with a couple of times. All in all, I'm glad she was a jerk, because my whole time filming was so much more fun. And I got more smoke breaks with one of my favorite actors ever. Stop working here. There are people trying to pretend to work here. And our next story. The smoking gun. How I dealt with my littering neighbor. My street is usually quiet. We mostly all own our houses except for the odd one in each street that's a rental. Due to the area improving, we don't have the usual trouble that used to occur. But there are those moments that make things annoying and unpleasant, and the new renter directly across the road from me became one of those unpleasant things that needed to be weeded out. My house is on a slight decline, living on the low side of the street, so my driveway slopes down to my garage, and from the other side, if you sat down there, you're invisible to the prying eyes of the houses on the opposite side. So recently, I started finding cigarette butts around where I place my bins. No biggie. I just started tossing them into it and pondered, who the F has been smoking here? Few days go by, and if I was not at work and on a day off cleaning in the garage, sometimes I'd notice my neighbor from across the street pop up on the top end of my driveway, then turn about. This struck me as a little odd. This kept up, and I just kept putting the stray butts in the bin. But it annoyed me. Why smoke here and flick them to the bin? It's less than 2 meters from the bin. So I had a chat with the wife. Had she noticed anyone doing this despite the obvious disturbed look she gave me? She had no clue. Knew it wasn't anyone here in my house. It's now just the two of us and 8 cats and 2 dogs. They lack opposable thumbs to operate a lighter, so option B, set up a wireless camera with motion detection and installed the app on my phone to alert me. This was possibly one of the better ideas for the day. Man flu that day. Upon looking at the most security cameras that were available, we settled on Eufy. Nice little buggers, easy to set up, battery operated, and last for ages. Waterproof to boot. So I hid that little effer under the roof, pointing at the gap in the shed door, and it had just enough room to peek at the driveway and bins. Think corner of a square hole with a round peg in it, nice big gap to see through. It didn't take long to find where the butts were coming from. The next bloody day he got caught, brazen as F. The A-hat swaggers down my driveway, puts his butt in park on it, and lights one up, less than 2 effing meters from the bins. He smokes that ciggy dry and flicks it at my bins and wanders back to his nest. That brazen effing littering jerk. Had to do something, but first I have to give him a chance. So the next roster day I had off, I synced it up with his smoking habit, and I waited for the ping from the app. Sure enough, there he was on rinse and repeat mode. Not wanting to risk startling him and have him scatter like the cockroach he was, I went out the back door and round the side of the house and out towards the front. As I approached, he just finished up, flicked the butt at the bins, and stood up. As he turned around to find me, the proverbial deer in the headlights as he spotted me does not quite cover it. What felt like an eternity after he just processed he got busted. "What the F do you want?" escaped his lips. I just asked, "Mate, if you're going to do that, at least smother the butt and put it in the bin." All this bogan trash could reply with was, "You don't own this part of the strip, council does. And you can't make me do crap." Thinking he'd won the Olympic gold medal for being a jerk, he shoves past me, walks across the road, and returns to his nest. No effer, no medal for you. Game effing on. So that camera, by Eufy, it supports dumping events to NAS network address storage. Files get time and stamp dated. Every time this jerk went out to smoke, it secretly took his photo, smoking and flicking his butt at the bin. All I had to do was just buy bulk Ziploc bags and just dump the butts in them and write the time and date on them. If they wanted evidence, so be it. They can have it. This is what I did for a year. Collect his butts, write the time and date on the bag, and show it to the camera for authenticity, and leave. So many butts. I wanted this, he wanted this, who was I to deny him? 365 days in a year. Could I make it that far? The box was just about full of butts and bags, and it's only day 345. It's so close, but the stench. I had to do it. So I boiled the kettle and made a thermos of coffee. If I have to get up during the reporting of this, it's to pee. And I'm not going to do the neckbeard bottle pee. That's just gross. So I sorted through the photos on the NAS drive and started prepping for the reporting. Report a tosser, brilliant website branding, used it a couple of times before, and it took a few minutes to make a post last time, so logged in and started each one by one of 345, but it had to be done. One after one after one, the cycle repeated. 200 to go, 100 to go, 50 on the home stretch now. Was that enough? F no. The image of his Olympic gold medal had to be reduced to ashes. He was not going to get away with this. Carpal tunnel be damned. It had to be done. Finally, after the last 50 were done, I felt euphoric, exhausted, and damn proud of myself. So I went to crash in bed. Or so I thought. Ping. WTF. My phone just got an email. Ping again. Ping. F me, is a Reddit post going viral? Ping. Oh, it's an email from Report a Tosser confirming the reports, each one individually like I did. Ping. Is this automated or is some poor human? Sorry, whomever that was, the only casualty in this strike was meant to be my neighbor. Ping FFS. Coming from Android, that little DND switch on an iPhone is awesome. It took a few days, but one day I got the hint something was going down. First, he got a letter stuffed with mail. That's weird. The next day was some angry noises coming from the house, like real loud. It sounded like a huge blow-up between him and his missus. Thankfully, someone who lived next to him called the police. That shut them up for a bit. And then the notice. WTF, what did I do? Oh, they're sending a request for the box of butts. Okay, post them off and be done with it. The final day. I thought I was having a stroke. This can't be real. I've never seen him in an effing suit. Oh yeah, legal. They wanted the butts. He took the go to court option. Now on the website it specified $250 for an individual per offense, but I had no clue. Well, 345 offenses? Well, let's just say he left for the day and did not return. But eventually a moving truck turned up, and out came the internals of the house. TV, fridge, sofa, bed, angry-looking woman, crying kids. Okay, I feel a little bad for them, but considering who spawned them, not so much an ounce of regret. Eventually, I found out that he took a plea for community service and a whopping fine over jail time, upon which his wife left him. So does for better or worse not mean anything? But considering what she had, it was probably for the better, and any interaction I had with her was far better than her gold medalist. But that was all I could gather. He's having to burn the candle at both ends for both the fine, community service, and child support. Godspeed and good riddance, you jerk. And our last story. Karen abuses me physically and verbally, then learns I'm the owner. So this happened in May 2019. My friend's dad and his friend in 2016 created a business for fun, but now it's a really successful business, and they're a bit wealthy because of it. So let's get to the story. This will be told in first person. Story. So back in May 2019, I went on holiday, and my friend hired a couple people for front desk, etc. Unfortunately, one was a Karen, but she acted nice when the owner was there. So when I came back from holiday, I obviously walked into my business and was greeted by the front desk manager who I hired a year before, and I went to my office and had the sudden urge to pee, so obviously I went. Note, I did go to the bathroom and not to the plant pot in the corner of my office. So I came out of the bathroom to a Karen standing there. She yells at me saying, "What the F are you doing here, you homeless junkie?" Note, I was wearing my normal street casual clothes. Me, ma'am, obviously being cut off. "I don't care who you are. Get out of here now or I'll get you arrested." She then proceeds to grab me by my hair in the direction of the door. I grab her hand and pull it away. "Who the heck do you think you are? I'm OP, your boss. How dare you? You are not the owner, you trashy bum. I saw you walk in here in those homeless shelter clothes." Proceeds to dig into me, but eventually my friend, the other owner, who was going to call the other owner, so he comes down to see what's going on. Other owner, "What's going on here?" Karen, "This homeless bum tried to steal from us and probably do much more stuff if I didn't catch him." Other owner, "He isn't, huh?" Gets cut off. Karen, "I deserve a raise. I'll expect one this week." Other owner, "Are you insane? That is OP, the other owner, your boss." I show her my ID. She is as pale as a ghost. Karen, I'm so sorry. Me, "Save it. You just verbally and physically abused me. I cannot let you do this to our customers or staff. You're fired." Karen, "What? No, I need this job. I have mouths to feed." Note, she said she had no kids on the form she filled out. Also, she said she had none in the interview. Me and other owner, "I thought you said you didn't have any." She knew she was defeated. She stared at the floor, and when I asked her to leave, Karen even tried to punch me. The police were called, and we pressed charges. The workplace still laughs to this day about that woman. Wow. Just wow. That was kind of funny how stupid she was. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.